Hello, and welcome to Check It Out with EVPL, a podcast from your local library. I'm your host, Ryan, and on today's episode of Footnotes, we're talking with Beth. How you doing today, Beth?
Well, thank you.
Nice to have you here. So, you've been with the library for some time, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What exactly was your first job here, and what are you doing now?
Well, I've been with the library almost 24 years.
Impressive.
I started out at East Branch Shelving. The manager there at the time needed someone part-time, and I wasn't doing anything, and I said, I'll work till the baby's born. Baby is now 23 years old, so I am still here. I was a supervisor at East for a number of years, moved to Central a little over 4 years ago, and now I'm an experienced supervisor with the navigators and facilitators.
Okay, that's pretty neat. So what overall section of the library would you say that you see? If someone were to come in to the library and they said, what part of this building did you work with?
PMC, mostly.
PMC. So all the popular materials, we're talking young adult fiction and movies and stuff like that.
Right. And then the navigators and facilitators also help man the lobby desk. So we have that first point of contact with our new lobby desk system.
Perfect. Okay. So you're pretty into the new stuff.
Yes.
Good to say that. So is there anything new or exciting that has recently come out or that you're excited to see come out?
Book-wise, I've been a little busy and haven't been able to keep up with that too much, but I am very excited about what's going on with the Library of Things.
Okay. And the Library of Things, that's relatively new as well, isn't it?
Yes. We started it, I think August of last year was
Okay.
our first collection.
And can you kind of give me a brief rundown of what's going on? What's the deal with the Library of Things?
The Library of Things is items you don't expect to find at your library. So they're actual physical things. We have cake pans. So, say your kid is really into dinosaurs this year and wants a dinosaur cake, but you don't want to go out and buy a dinosaur pan for $20-25. You can come to the library, check it out, use it, clean it, return it, and next year the kid's into something else. Hey, we probably have that cake pan too.
You said kid, but I mean, I like dinosaurs, Beth, so.
Or adult.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I can check it out. It's not limited to kids. That's exciting.
Yes.
All right. Do we have anything else that's kind of going on with the nicer weather?
We sure do. One of our first collections last fall was outdoor games. So we have like giant Jenga and badminton and croquet and different sorts of games you can play outside. Later this year, we're going to be releasing an outdoor entertainment collection, and that's going to be a video player and screen so that people can do outdoor movies, around the backyard, the pool, whatever.
Yeah.
We're doing some picnic baskets and other sorts of outdoor things just to encourage outdoor fun. There'll be a metal detector for people who want to go out and see what they can find, do a little treasure hunting.
That's definitely up my dad's alley. He just retired and he's like, I got to find something to do. So I think the metal detector, I'm going to have to let him know about that.
Yeah, so that's going to be a fun one. We have birding backpacks that we released earlier. There's kids and adult binoculars and basic bird books, but of course you can check them out and use them to look for anything that you'd need binoculars for. We have knitting and crocheting, needles and yarn winders and things for folks who are into crafts. We have fitness equipment that came out in January. So if you're thinking, gee, I really probably ought to try and do something for my resolution that I've been ignoring for a few months.
That's really good timing. The fitness materials coming out in January.
Yeah, so we've got that. This month we're releasing home tools. So things like jigsaws, boroscopes, socket sets, stud finders, a thermal leak detector. So if you're thinking these bills are really getting to me and I want to find out where the leaks in my house are, you can borrow that, use it in your house and see where you need to do some more insulating to save you some money.
Very cool. Something everyone can use.
Yeah. We have gardening tools coming out later this year. We have some musical instruments right now, but we're going to be adding to that. So be on the lookout for that. Telescopes and microscopes are going to be coming out later this summer. We have more crafty items. We have a subcommittee working on that because the folks on the committee are not real crafty. So we've pulled in some other staff to be able to help out.
Outside experts.
And some puzzles and games are going to be coming up in the fall. And I do want to mention that, we have a committee that is coming up with ideas, but we are definitely wanting ideas from the public. So if you're listening to this and you think, gee, I really wish the library had X, let us know. Contact your local library and say, hey, I have a suggestion for the Library of Things. Could you please send this on to the right folks? And we will look into it and see if we can get it.
And what's typically the best way to contact your library to let them know?
You can call any of the local library branches and talk to them, or let them know when you stop in to pick up materials. You can also email me at beth@evpl.org and just put Library of Things in your subject heading, and I'll see what we can do about it.
Fantastic. So how long has this all been going on for?
We started it last year talking about it. Well, we've probably actually been talking for about a year and a half. Our first collection came out last fall, and we are going to be collecting at least through the end of this year. We have funding for that, and then probably continuing because we don't want it to become stale, just like we are always getting new books. We want to keep getting new things.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know I've seen a lot of this stuff at Central. Is that the only place it's housed?
No, it is everywhere. Each location at EVPL has some items. They're not the same items, so like everyone has some cake pans, but one place might have a dinosaur, somebody else has a football, somebody else has a unicorn or a castle, so they're kind of scattered around. We do have books at all of the locations that have pictures of everything that we have, so you can flip through that and say, oh, I have this, and that's at North Park, but I'm at Oakland. And you can put it on hold and have it sent over.
Okay,
There's a couple large things that we don't send through Messenger that you will have to pick up just at the owning location, but most of them can be shipped.
Yeah, so for the most part, it works pretty similar to checking out a book or anything else in the library.
Yes. We do have some items like the power tools, and we have some kitchen things, rice cookers and Instapots and things like that are a little more dangerous, if you will. And we do have waivers that we require to have signed for that, and you do have to be 18 for those.
Okay. So we're keeping the dangerous stuff out of children's hands. Can youth still check out other things besides the power drills and stuff?
They sure can. Anything that does not require a waiver can be checked out by anybody that has a library card.
Fantastic. So I love this idea. And doing outreach, I'm always, we're trying to promote the library and what resources we have. And one of the questions I always ask is, what do you expect from the library? And the answer is always, well, books and internet, and that's about it. So the expectations are just so low. And I think having all sorts of different stuff that can be used every day is fantastic. Do you know what the general thinking behind creating this whole Library of Things was?
A lot of libraries have been doing this recently, and EVPL heard about it and looked into it and said, we'd like to do this. So we had meetings and people signed up saying that they were interested, and we got going with it. The idea behind it is there's a lot of things that people might want to try, like say Instapots. They became very popular within the last few years. So, do you want to go out and spend $50 or more on an Instapot and then go, I really don't like this? And then you have this big piece of equipment that, is sitting there and you're like, well, now what do I do with it? So we thought, if we can do that, people can borrow it and then be like, hey, this is fantastic. I want one. Or, yeah, that was fun, but, I really don't want one. And, like with the cake pans, the kid might be into dinosaurs this year and next year, big trucks. So, what are you going to do with a dinosaur pan sitting around your house for years until you decide to get rid of it? Well, come borrow one from us.
Very smart thinking. So it's kind of similar to what I do with my neighbors. It's like, hey, I want to use that for today, but I'll give it back to you tomorrow.
Right.
But can someone come over and borrow a cup of sugar from the library though?
No.
Not yet?
No, not yet. I mean, we do have, the bread maker and ice cream makers and things like that. They don't come with the flour and the sugar and all the things. You do have to provide the consumables.
Good to know. Okay. Well, that was a ton of fantastic information. I'm excited for what's to come. You said you've got stuff planned all throughout the summer for editions and stuff. Is there anything else that's going on that you want to talk about?
I would encourage everyone to come to the library and check us out. If you haven't been in a while, or maybe you've never been, come see what we've got. We have the books, the movies, the internet, all the usual things, but we have the Library of Things. We have great programming for all age levels. So come give the library a check out if you haven't seen us in a while.
Yeah, there's always something new going on too. I think we're having Maker Central start up probably by the time this airs. So that's new as well. All right, Beth, it was fantastic talking with you. Thank you so much for joining with us. If the listeners here have any comments, suggestions, or ideas for future podcasts, you can contact me at podcast@evpl.org. We're always open to any suggestions, or if you need to fact check us on anything, you can do that as well. Thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.